Thank you, Rachel. And I'd like to thank the Des Moines Register for sponsoring the Soapbox. It's become a great tradition here at the State Fair. And thank you all for being here today. My name is Nate Willems. I'm born and raised in Anamosa. I live in Mount Vernon with my wife Maggie, and we have 3 teenage daughters. They're actually all here today, which is a minor miracle to get them all in one place. But Maggie is a high school social studies teacher and state championship volleyball coach. I am a labor lawyer in Cedar Rapids, and I'm running for Attorney General. For almost 20 years, I have been representing working people in Iowa. I've been representing people who sell their lives by the hour and work with their hands. They've been bringing their challenges, bringing their battles to me and asking me to go win them, and that's what I've been doing. My first win, I remember my first win actually for IBW Local 204 for some utility workers, some of the guys participating in the lineman rodeo today here at the fair. But I also represented, spent time representing hundreds of grain millers in Clinton whose job it was to walk for miles and miles inside that factory and not get paid for their time. I spent 4 years representing 11,000 hospital workers in Iowa City whose wages were paid systematically, illegally late. We put together a class action, recovered $15 million for them, and now that hospital follows the law. I've also spent a lot of time representing police officers and firefighters all across the state of Iowa. I prevented the Clinton County from doubling the health insurance premiums for their deputies and jailers and civilian staff, and I won the largest union wage increase in Iowa history for the police officers in Carter Lake. Over the last 18 years, I've represented tens of thousands of Iowans and recovered tens of millions of dollars. But the truth is, a lot of the work that I've been doing is work that the Attorney General's office could be doing, but does not. You see, there's $900 million a year stolen from Iowa workers' paychecks. What does that mean? That means things like people working off the clock, people not getting paid overtime, illegal deductions in the pay stub that nobody really understands, tips being stolen, or workers being misclassified as independent contractors rather than employees. And that $900 million, that represents 10 times the amount of all other types of theft in the state of Iowa combined. And Brenna Bird's office does nothing about it, and never gonna do anything about it, really. So look, I want to tell you a story because, if you want to understand who Brenna Bird works for, you need to hear this. There's a plant on the edge of Shell Rock that was emitting cancer-causing toxins into the air for 3 years. So for 3 years, they put carcinogens into the air while people tended to their gardens. Baseball teams had practice. Iowans just went about living their normal, everyday lives outside. The company knew about it. The state found out. The folks in Shell Rock were the last to learn. The company knew that it had been putting poison into the air for almost a year before informing residents in Butler County. Now, Butler County has an above average cancer rate in the state of Iowa. And you all know Iowa has the second fastest rate of new diagnoses of cancer in the United States. Iowans are getting sicker faster than almost anywhere else in America. We've all known somebody diagnosed with cancer. In my family, in our family, my wife Maggie is a breast cancer survivor. We are actually going tomorrow to Eagle Grove for a fundraiser for a young man with his own battle of cancer. Countless families right now are going through their own cancer struggle. So you might think that when it became apparent that this company had been putting cancer-causing toxins into the air, that the Attorney General of Iowa would take aggressive action, would seek real fines to try to prevent, to try to deter this sort of thing from happening again. But you would be wrong. The company was given a minimal fine. Brenna Bird did not seek additional penalties. And so then, after she let them off the hook, what happened next? Well, that's when the campaign donations started coming in. The corporate executives from this company have given her $100,000 or more straight to her campaign account. Now you might think to yourself, well, gee, isn't that just politics? Isn't that just politics as normal? And maybe you would be right. But that's not the way the law is supposed to work. The Attorney General of Iowa is an attorney, which means that the attorney has a duty to their clients. And in this case, the clients are all 3.3 million Iowans. So when a group of Iowans are being poisoned, the Attorney General has a duty to be on the side of the people getting poisoned. Instead, she gave a slap on the wrist to the polluter and took money from the folks doing the poisoning. That is the opposite of how the law is supposed to work. It's a complete abandonment of her duty as an attorney to her client, all of us. And I wish it was an isolated incident, but it's not. It's part of a larger pattern. In Postville, there's a meatpacking plant which was cited for 30 different violations of their water pollution permit. Filing reports late, filing them incomplete, exceeding their limits. I think that the last time they were dinged, the state found that they were putting acutely toxic ammonia into a creek. Brenna Bird let them off with a $50,000 slap on the wrist. And then her office tried to hide it. I mean, you can see the emails that her office tried to work with the corporate polluter to file those settlement documents at a time where they thought the media would not catch it. So she gave them a slap on the wrist and tried to hide the truth from all of you. In southwestern Iowa, there was a fertilizer spill into the Nishnabotna River, killing 750,000 fish, one of the worst spills in Iowa history. Brenna Bird let them off with a $100,000 fine. I mean, just a fraction of the amount of environmental damage which was done. Now, each of these situations was a choice, and Brenna Bird makes the same choice every time. You see, it's only the Attorney General, Attorney General can go after real fines, real penalties to deter this sort of conduct. But Brenna Bird sees her job as Attorney General to further her own political career and look out for her corporate donors. The actual job of the Attorney General of Iowa is to protect Iowans. So let me tell you what I want to do. I will work to make sure that county attorneys all across the state have what they need to prosecute the most violent felonies anywhere in our 99 counties. I will bring litigation against corporations that steal from their workers' paychecks. And I will take on corporations that pollute our air, land, and water and seek meaningful penalties. Penalties so that a corporation will corporations are reasonable, logical entities, and they see that if it costs more money to break the law rather than to follow the law, that will lead them to follow the law. Look, the Attorney General's office is the largest law firm in the state of Iowa, and it's one that's supposed to represent regular Iowans. A lot of this type of work is what I've tried to do as a lawyer in my little firm in Cedar Rapids for the last 18 years, and this is the work that I intend to do for you as Attorney General over the next 4. Because you all deserve an attorney general who understands that they are the people's lawyer, not Iowa's top corporate lawyer. And that is precisely the type of attorney general I am going to be. So thank you very much for being here. There are 74 days left until this election. I'm going to keep working every day to win every vote I possibly can. Let's go do this. Thank you.